Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Welcome once again to Kahului Hongwanji Buddhist Temple's online YouTube service. Today's service is for September 12th, 2021. So welcome, and I'm so glad that you're able to join us once again online for our service. We hope to be able to also be back in our in-person live services in the temple, but probably not this month. I guess we'll probably have to see how the COVID situation goes, but hopefully things will improve and we'll be able to be back in the temple. But we'll keep the YouTube services going as well, as long as we can. So today's service is just our regular Sunday service. We've had the Kansho, the ringing of the temple bell, calling us to mindfully listen to the Dharma. And then now we will have the Vandana Tisarana, praising the Buddha, praising the Buddha's enlightenment, and taking refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. Following that, we will chant the Sutra verses reaffirming the vow, which is the English version of Jusege, one of the traditional chants that we use. It is from the larger Pure Land Sutra, and it has to do with the Bodhisattva Dharmakara in the mythical story of Amida Buddha, reaffirming the aspiration to save all beings. And then following the sutra, we will recite the golden chain of love, and then I will share a Dharma message with you. And following the Dharma message, we will chant the Metta, or the loving kindness meditation, sing the Nembutsu, and then I will have some closing words and announcements. So once again, it's wonderful to be together again, even though only online, but not quite the same experience, but we get to still have that feeling of Sangha, feeling of community as we continue to do this. So thank you very much, and let's put our hands together as we begin the service and recite the Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sammasambuddhassa. Homage to him, the exalted one, the enlightened one, the supremely awakened one. Bhutang saranang gacchami, Dhammang saranang gacchami, Sanghang saranang gacchami. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. I have made unrivaled vows, and will reach the highest path. If I fail in any way, to all for countless kalpas to come, aid in times of suffering. May I not attain Buddhahood, I will reach enlightenment, but unless my Buddha name resounds throughout the universe, may I not attain Buddhahood. I will practice the noble path, wisely, mindfully, free of greed, seek to reach the supreme way, be a guide to one and all. May my power shine great light to illumine and dispel the darkness of the three poisons, and save all from suffering. With eyes of wisdom I'll remove the darkness of ignorance. I will close all evil paths, open gates of highest good. When I attain Buddhahood, light will shine throughout all lands, light brighter than sun and moon, outshining all heavenly lights, giving my virtues to all, not forsaking anyone. I will proclaim the Dharma like the roar of a great lion, bowing before all Buddhas, steadfastly gaining virtues, with wisdom fulfilling my vows. I shall be a guide to all, like the wisdom of my teacher. May my wisdom also shine all throughout the universe, and illumine one and all. If I shall fulfill these vows, may all lands tremble with joy. From the heavens wondrous flowers rain down upon all the lands. Namon Dabu, Namon Dabu, Namon Dabu, Namon Dabu, Namon Dabu, Namon Dabu. The virtue of Amida's vow is shared equally by all, together attaining awakened mind. We are born in the land of peace. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Golden Chain of Love. I am a link in Amida Buddha's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I must keep my link bright and strong. I will try to be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will try to think pure and beautiful thoughts, to say pure and beautiful words, and to do pure and beautiful deeds, knowing that on what I do now depends not only my happiness or unhappiness, but also that of others. May every link in Amida Buddha's golden chain of love become bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Well, welcome once again. I would like to, at this time, share a few thoughts about the Buddhist teaching with you. Let's put our hands together and begin by reciting the Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. So in last week's message, I said that because we are observing Peace Day during this month, that will be on September 21st, I would like to focus on the issue of peace in all of my Dharma messages during this month. Now, since yesterday, because yesterday, Saturday, was September 11th, that date should be a reminder and encourage us to reflect on what we can all do to create the conditions for peace in this human world, so that anger and resentment can be calmed, and so that people will not be tormented by oppression and exploitation and lash out in destructive ways, that we are becoming all too familiar with. Just that thought alone should be enough to motivate us to think about at least working for peace in the world. So last week I asked some questions. I said, why has the world become a place of such hatred and intolerance? Why do so many people find it impossible to accept others of different races or others who hold different political views or religious beliefs? Why is that so difficult? Why has that become so impossible? And then, as a conclusion, last week I suggested that only the spirit of humility, which we learn from the Buddhist teachings, offers us a real solution and a real path to peace. That spirit is to understand that I myself am equally capable of just what you have done to me, just the sort of things that you might have done to me. I am capable of doing that to you or to others. And to realize that I can never be in the right, but that I always have a share in the causes of the sufferings of others, of everyone, actually. So the first thing that I think we must each take to heart in order to be able to create the conditions for peace in the world is for each of us to see in ourselves the conflict, unfairness, and violence that destroy peace in our own minds and in our actions, and then by extension in the whole world. So I first need to realize that peace has to come from me. It sounds like a cliche, peace has to begin with me, but it's really true. If I say that I desire peace in the world, peace among my family, all families, communities, tribes, races, religions, and nations, if I am calling for peace, which is what Peace Day is all about, then I had better start by finding that peace within myself. Now, the Buddhist teacher Shinran, who is, we call, the founder of the Jodo Shinshu tradition, the Buddhist teacher Shinran did not say too much directly on the concept of peace, at least not, abstractly. He didn't talk about peace. Because he lived in ancient Japan, a place that was somewhat isolated from the rest of the world, except for the trade with China. Of course, they knew about the other places, but they lived a kind of isolated world. They weren't at war with other nations, for example. So world peace would not have been a concept that Shinran might have been familiar with. He lived in a time when war and peace were more local concerns. However, he often referred to the Pure Land, which is the Pure Land is a way of referring to the ultimate awakening that is brought about through the great compassion of Amida Buddha. Amida Buddha, boundless light, boundless life, the oneness of life, really, interdependence. So he often referred to that Pure Land that as the ultimate awakening that Buddhism seeks, as itself being true peace. Shinran often called the Pure Land of peace, or the land of peace. So that's one of the names of the Pure Land, and that's one that Shinran used quite a lot. And so, for example, he said, in referring to the life of Nembutsu, living the Nembutsu life, the life of trusting the boundless compassion inherent in the universe. We call Amida Buddha boundless compassion, that embraces all of us just as we are and brings us all to true awakening. He referred to that as, he said, necessarily one achieves the abandoning of this world, transcending and parting from it, and attains peace attains birth in the land of peace. So he referred to that this is when one walks the Nembutsu path, one necessarily achieves the abandoning of this world. One doesn't have to become an ascetic, deliberately trying to, abstractly giving up all kinds of things, but rather naturally we begin to abandon this world. I put the emphasis on this world. I'll get back to that. But Shinran identified the Pure Land also with nirvana. Nirvana means the extinguishing of our blind passions, which are our attachments, our kind of insatiable attachments, which the Buddha taught are the real cause of all suffering. And in Buddhism, suffering is the mind in turmoil and conflict. It is really the lack of peace. So Shinran saw the Pure Land and Nirvana as one. Nirvana and the Pure Land as one. And he said, in one context, the city of Nirvana is the Pure Land of peace. So Shinran, this wonderful teacher Shinran, in his understanding of the Buddha's teachings, identified peace with the abandoning of this world. Now note, it's not abandoning the world we live in, the world we all share, but this world, which means the values of the society constructed by human beings based on attachments. Another expression to describe attachments are greed, anger, and ignorance. So, in the search for peace within ourselves, we need to question the values we hold, or the values we have absorbed or accepted from society. As Buddhists, we need to question the values we are taught and ask ourselves where they are leading us. In our society, for example, we give very high value to the ideas of competition, winning, succeeding, attaining wealth and power, etc., all kinds of things like that. At the same time, our society tends to demean the notion that a person should act primarily for the welfare of others or the welfare of everyone. That idea is really treated with contempt by many people. Yet, if we take the fundamental teachings of Buddhism seriously and have the courage to follow our convictions, we sooner or later need to question the values that others around us may hold dear and be willing to abandon those values, this world, as Shinran referred to it, abandoning this world, even if it means a great deal of discomfort, inconvenience, and personal sacrifice. In the days of Shinran, the people who devoted themselves to the Nembutsu were faced with this kind of situation. Nembutsu people of that time were not, church members or temple members as we think of them now. And their Buddhism was not a kind of a homey, comfortable adjunct to their lives. They were seriously devoted, and their devotion was seen as a threat to the established order. They were seen by the authorities as being unauthorized Buddhists. They weren't following the official beliefs. They weren't keeping their place in society, and they didn't submit to official leadership. Thus, their religion was banned, and Nembutsu followers were persecuted and killed. In this context, where it would have been natural for the Nembutsu followers to respond with anger and violence, Shinran admonished people to live by the values inherent in their devotion to Amida Buddha, and thus to keep a mind of peace, wishing for the happiness of others, including those who persecuted them. he wrote in one of his letters, and this is a quote, "Nevertheless, since the prohibition of the Nembutsu in the past led to the arising of disturbances in society, on this occasion I hope that everyone will, deeply entrusting themselves to the Nembutsu and firmly embracing prayers for peace in the world, in their hearts together say the Nembutsu." And he encouraged those whose faith was deep to actively aspire for peace in the whole world. And he said, those who feel that their own birth, that is their awakening, is completely settled should, mindful of the Buddha's benevolence, hold the Nembutsu in their hearts and say it to respond in gratitude to that benevolence, with the wish, may there be peace in the world and may the Buddha's teaching spread. We live in a very conflicted world today. There's so much conflict, so much, not just disagreement, but active hostility and hatred between people. On even the most trivial of matters, every difference, every shade of opinion has become a reason for people to dig in, to refuse to listen to any other perspective, and to justify the dehumanization of other beings, even to the extent of casual killing. You may in your mind already have an idea of who those people are, but actually it's every side. Every side is doing the same thing in one way or another. If we call them sides, it's rather foolish, but all the different shades of opinion, all the different left and right, every school of thought, everyone is acting, I think, very arrogantly and very inhumanely toward others, with lacking understanding, lacking compassion. So we have sunk kind of low, it seems like, and it is my deepest wish, my deepest aspiration that we don't sink any lower. That we people, we human beings, and I mean all people, of every true faith, in every faith tradition, not just Buddhists, I hope we will all begin to speak with courage and wisdom based on our spiritual values, and to act with truth and kindness toward all, toward every other person, every other being. I hope we can begin to turn the tide so that the turbulent waters of hatred, judgment and intolerance will become transformed into the still waters of kindness, understanding, and acceptance. Many people today are embracing apocalyptic ideas. You know, the end of the world. Everything is falling apart. The world is coming to an end. So what does it matter? Or even rejoicing in the idea that things are coming to an end. Kind of a suicidal mentality, I think. But such ideas are just selfish indulgence, if you stop to think about them. They have always been used as a way to avoid responsibility and to rationalize despair and the lack of courage to make a change in the world. We Buddhists walk the middle path, embracing the goodness of the life we are receiving from others in this very present moment. With all this moment, with all its challenges and terrible problems, but also with all of its joys and deep meaning. This moment is already the true eternity that we all dwell in together. So in that light, let us respond with the aspiration that Shinran encourages us to have. Let us put our hands together in Kansho. May there be peace in the world, and may the Buddha's teaching spread. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. And thank you very much for listening. Thank you. May all beings be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May I be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to me. May I live in peace and harmony. May my family be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May my teachers be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May my friends be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May strangers be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May my enemies be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May all beings be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo. Well, thank you once again for being with us today for our online Kahului Hongwanji Buddhist temple service. And I'd just like to, at this time, share a few announcements with you. Our services will continue, our online services will continue throughout this month and for most Sundays for the foreseeable future. Let's see, on the fourth Sunday, so we will have online service next week, and then also on the following week, the fourth Sunday of the month, September 26th, it will be our Ohigan service and also family gratitude remembrance. So Ohigan is a time of really acknowledging the harmony and oneness of the universe, and reflecting on the perfection of all things as really expressed in the Buddha's enlightenment. And we also, on that Sunday, we also express our appreciation and gratitude to family members who have passed away, especially those who have memorial services during this month of September. We also are having a fundraiser this month, a food item fundraiser. Tickets have already been sent out, and the pickup will be September 29th through October 2nd. So if you want more tickets, or have not received any tickets and would like to order some, please call the temple office, and we will help you out. And then also our Maui district is having a seminar, a Buddhist seminar. We call it Nembutsu seminar, and it will be on November 13th and 14th, so just put that on your calendar. It will be at Kahului Hongwanji. It's a 2-day, all-day Saturday and then half the day Sunday. And the speaker will be Reverend Ken Fujimoto, who was a minister in the Buddhist Churches of America on the mainland. So I think that's all of the announcements I have. You can check the scrolling text at the end of the video for these announcements and possibly more. And so now we will conclude our service and thank with gratitude. Thank you very much for being here, and let's close our service now by reciting the Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 1, 2, 3, 4.